ठीक है, it's recording now. Okay, Rajat, I just made you honor of all these repos which are there in this master CDN group, and today I'll explain you how we can deploy the website changes to the production sites. Okay, so the code lives in this website repo, and we already have auto deploy configured from Opti branch and master branch. Code from Opti branch it's being deployed here at staging, and code from master branch is being deployed to production here. But there are few steps which you should follow before deploying to production. And I mean, a lot of stuff is pretty much manual. We can always automate this, but for the ease, I mean, I kept it, manual. So if you go to the branch, I mean, in the repo, you'll see right now I'm at the Opti branch. So before, I mean, you can always do this deployment to the production branch from the GitLab itself. But I mean, there are few cases where you would like to avoid this thing. That is because whenever, I mean, I will show you right away. Whenever there are some changes in the assets file, like there are some updates in the CSS or in the JS, there you would, auto deploy is already there. But for the production, if you remember, we have our CDN setup in here, cdn.masterunit.org. I mean, the content on the production website is going from in here. But if you go to the staging website, the CSS and the JS which is coming over here is not coming from the CDN, and it's not even compressed or gzipped. So just to see the changes directly. So as soon as Ashima makes some changes in the CSS and makes any changes in the JS, it automatically gets deployed in here, and she can see the changes right away. But things are a bit different on production. On production, what I have done is, whenever she makes some changes in the CSS, I take those changes, I mean, pull those changes on my local machine manually, and then what I do is I merge these changes to the master branch, of course, and then gzip them so that we can compress the file size, and I mean, prepare them to for the delivery from the CDN. And there is, I mean, separate process to upload to CDN, which I showcased you the last day. So I'll go through the entire process now. So first of all, right now I'm in Opti branch. So I need to check if I have anything pending. That is fine. Again. So I am pulling from Opti branch. I mean, I'm pulling all the remote changes. And now let's checking out to the master branch, and in here also I'm pulling all from master pin sync. Yeah, so right now I'm in master branch. I can verify, and if I show you the repos, the file manager here, masters union, and in the website. Okay, so first of all we need to merge the Opti branch in the master branch, gift merge Opti. So this will, I mean, ask for some round, that's fine. So I can see there are some changes in the JS file, there are some changes in the style.css file, and so on. So whenever, I mean, such changes are there, then you need to do this, I mean, entire process which I'm showcasing you. And in those cases where you have just changes in just textual changes like in .hps files, keep remember this: if there are changes in just the handlebar files, there is no change in the route.js file, then you don't need to do anything. You can directly merge from Opti to master, and it will get auto deployed. Oh, what's wrong with the mouse? Okay, but now from here we can verify there are some changes in the CSS also, and for that I need to gzip these files, and compress these files and upload these to CDN. And let's do that first. So if I go to my assets file in here, and I know there are some changes in JS. So let's first tackle with the JS. And I can see there are two files which needs to be compressed, and processed. So I'll make a copy of these files in here, and from in here I'll go to assets, and then we'll go to JS, and then I can simply gzip. I mean, mind this, then you can always automate this process, I mean, completely. But I'll try to do that, I mean, that as well. I'll give you some script which will automatically creates a copy and gzip this process. We can write a batch file for this. So all right, so let's change compress the home.custom.js file. So what this will do is you see, earlier my file size was home custom. Earlier my file size was 22 KB, and after gzipping this is 5 KB. And similarly we can make a gzip of uh, custom JS. It's also modified. Now okay, so let's resume from where I left. So what all I did is I switched to master branch and then merged opti branch into the master branch, and then identified the uh, JS files which needs to be compressed and gzipped. And what all I have done so far is made a copy of these files. You can see the copy is there, and the new gzipped versions are also there. Next step is just remove this gzip extension from the file, because this can make some problem in the production. I mean, I have never tried with gzip extension. J.js is something which can always work. And okay, now we know these two files are ready to be uploaded on the AWS. Let's log into the AWS account. And so I'll go to masters union bucket, and then in the assets, and then in the JS. All right. You need not to worry about the file names which are already there. This will automatically replace them. So now these two files are the candidate which needs to be uploaded. So I'll just drag drop these here. All right. But with these two files, because as I was explaining you the other day, we need to mention the cache related metadata also. And because these files are also gzipped, so we need to click on add metadata. And first of all, this will be present you an option: is it system defined or user custom? So we know this is system defined. So first of all, you need to control the cache. I mean, for how long you want these files to live in the cache. So max hyphen age equal to 729,000. This will roughly make it uh, keep it in the cache for, I believe, 7 days. Yeah, and that is enough. And once this is done, the second thing is we need to define the encoding of file type, because these files are no more plain JS files, but because we compressed them and made them gzip, so we'll mention here content encoding. This will be like this gzip. So yeah, pretty much this, and just these two things, and you're good to upload. Let's upload these files. Yeah, once this is done, you can delete these files from your local system here where you made the copy. And let's remove this also, and make sure you rename to initial file name.
I was
And
just wondering what was the purpose of dezipping the files?
to reduce the file size which will be downloaded once you launch the app set. So it will just improve your performance, reduce
Oh,
the website loading time.
okay.
So you see now this styled 2.css file is of close to 250 KB. So you will see the wonder. I mean, once I gzip this, you will see the size which will have in the end. So I just made copy of these files again, and again going to CSS folder. Then I'm gzipping style2.css. This is done. Gzip responsive.css, and another one gzip index style.css. So these files are gzipped. All right. So let's change the name in here. Did earlier. This this looks like a lot of manual work in here, but as I was saying earlier, should automate this process also. I'll look of some way out. Okay, so if I go back in here, and if I go to assets again, and if I go to CSS, I will upload these three new files. Index response. Similarly, we'll mention here cache control. I mean, again, this is for how long you want these files to live in. Yeah, pretty much it. Then you can delete these files. And this is done. And now our files are uploaded. The those files which are meant to be uploaded on the S3 bucket. Other than this, you can identify from the images folder if there's anything that is supposed to be uploaded with this. So yeah, there's this file. I mean, this has already been uploaded to the AWS 3. This is new master. So once this is uploaded, next step is to you know uh, go inside CloudFront and invalidate these files, so that I mean must be some users which have already opened the website for you, I mean our website, and their existing files must be living in the cache. So we want these new files to be start reflecting as early as possible. So what we'll do is we'll create an invalidations in here. So invalidation is nothing, I mean it's just instruction for the AWS that I want these files to to be removed from the cache, and you can add these files like this. So assets, we know style, this is the file we modified. This is also the one we modified. I mean here this is, and other than this we modified JS. Yes, and what were the two files? These were home custom and custom JS. So home .js, and this was custom JS. So these five files needs to be removed from the cache. So once I hit this button, okay. So once this is done, you are pretty much good to go, good to deploy your new changes to the master branch. So again, we'll go back to.
Do we need to invalidate HBS files
No, no,
also?
no, no, no. Those, I mean, just because this just assets is coming from the CDN like this asset JS, custom JS. So everything which is coming from the CDN, that is you should I mean invalidate, because HBS files are already living on the server, and whenever you make a request to the index page, so whatever is written in their index .hbs file, that will be re-rendered again. So this is why I
Okay,
said if there's any changes in the, I mean if there are just textual changes, you need not to do all of this stuff. So once this
okay.
is done, I mean you should wait, I mean it should not take you longer. Once this is done, then you're good to deploy to production. So again, I'm in the master branch, and yeah, I'll see if there's any change in the any JS file. So yeah, I mean these are just front end changes. So what I'll do is simply mm, to show master. So once this is done, let's wait in the CI pipeline. So once this is done, and this is also pretty much fast these days because we are using our custom pipeline runner. This is configured on the DigitalOcean, so it's no more using shared pipeline. So let's see. Yeah, already succeeded. So if we go to Masters Union now, and if we see the footer, yeah, so changes are already there. And just in case if there are some changes in the route files in here, like in here, I mean, in these much cases, I mean, these cases, if you know, this is our production deploy script. So you see, this is just pulling the front end files. This is not, although this is pulling this, I mean, everything from the repo, but this will not, do a restart of the node server. So on the staging, it is there. I mean, this is restarting the staging uh, process, which is defined to run on the staging website. So on production, if there's any change in the JS file in this file, you need to manually go to the log into the server and restart the process. So this is done just for the safety purpose. I mean, we don't want to accidentally merge anything into the master and get, I mean, existing routes disturbed. So yeah, this is how you merge things to the master branch and deploy to the production server. And once this is done, there may be some cases you might get to see existing things living in the cache. The Although we have already invalidated those, but just in case if new changes doesn't reflect, you know how to do this. Just right click empty cache and hard reload. So this will pull up the new or latest JS and CSS from the CDN. Once this is done, you are pretty much good.